Really proud of the way we wrapped up our non-conference portion of the schedule, playing 3 in-state opponents back to back to back and finding a way to play 3 different style of games and under unique circumstances and situations. And I think find things that we've improved on throughout all 3. The mythical Arkansas State Championship. We don't have anybody putting together a cool trophy yet, but I'm sure some people are on that. But happy that we were able to do it. Happy that, through 10 games, we've not had any COVID-related issues to cancel a game, and that we were able to get our entire non-conference season played and finish 9-1.
Paul, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, can you start with what happened with Chelsea? How come she didn't play today?
She went knee to knee on the last drive of the game down at UALR. Not the last game, the last drive that she was in on. Went knee to knee and just banged it, and it's sore. We looked at it yesterday and evaluated. With the break coming, it's not something that we're concerned with lingering, but it could have. It could have if we didn't take a precautionary trip there, and kind of did with Amber too. Amber, had some off-season issues, so we wanted to make sure she had full-time recovery. Didn't play her as many minutes as normal, and really I limited her in what she was trying to do on the floor. I didn't want her driving it in there. I didn't want her taking any unnecessary risks, but I did want her to get up and down and be able to continue to play in some roles. We played some unique lineups tonight, and I thought important to have Amber in some of those, but not all of them.
Go ahead.
Mike, what does it say about this team that Chelsea's not in today, Amber doesn't get as many minutes as usual, and you can still put up the offensive production that you did?
That competitive depth is a real thing, and not just me trying to make a cool term up and sound smart. It's real. Aaron and Marquisha, and then Jalen playing various roles, and, telling Mac and Slocum, hey, be a little bit more aggressive in these areas. I don't like playing without either one of those kids, but it's good to know that if foul trouble or the virus or, something comes along that we can find a way to win. And this was to me, the UAPB that played at Arkansas State. This had, the lineup. I know they haven't been practicing together, but, this is a team, and I caution everybody, or not caution, but really encourage everybody to watch this team, I think, in their league. I think they've got a lot of really good pieces. So very encouraging that we could do exactly what you said, Jacob. And, I think there's a lot of growth. We had a lot of growth today and a lot of improvement, a lot of usable film for a lot of kids, a lot of career highs and minutes played and things like that. And I'm going to be mad at the 14 turnovers, because I don't care, what the pay. That's too many for us. But, that's what us coaches are supposed to do. We're supposed to coach every possession, and I think we've been doing that. So I think it says that competitive depth is real, and it's not just coach speak.
Paul, go ahead.
The getting Marquisha back, playing more minutes after she didn't play as many, I figure that's by design. Just getting her back, you feel good about where she is now?
Very good. There's some ramp-up protocols that are in place, X percentage of X minutes and things like that. So, she changes the game on both ends of the floor. Offensively, defensively, she improves our rebounding drastically. We actually out-rebounded an opponent, which is pretty rare for us. So she has a lot to do with all that, and good to have her back, and good to know that, she's going to be available and hopefully full strength all the way through our SEC season, the way it's played out.
Go ahead.
How comfortable do you feel, or how ready do you feel this team is for conference play now when the schedule ramps up a little bit?
Well, they didn't do us any favors with those first 6 games. I think I'm comfortable, but not. I'm not gonna take a 10-day break from watching film and things like that, and playing with analytics and trying to improve. I don't think we're by near where we need to be. It's not that any one opponent is like any better than Maryland or Baylor. It's just that the next 16 games are such it's hard to understand the fact that those 16 games that you have, there's not a time to come up and take breath. Everybody on that schedule tries to win in women's basketball, and they've got a plan and they execute. And there's just not a break between those bye games. Those bye weeks are there for COVID rescheduling. They're not there for a break. There's just not a break between now and the end of the year. So not 100% comfortable, but I am confident. I like where we're at. But I still know that there's, a compounding effect that's getting ready to hit us that no matter what you do in the non-conference, you can't prepare for.
Go ahead, Paul.
I was just going to, you said that happened with Chelsea the last time. Was that in the third quarter, or was she in the fourth quarter at some point?
Yeah, she played a little bit, but it was on the last drive. She drove in, and there was a collision right in front of our bench. And you go back and you can see that it's not a twist or a turn, but it's a bang. So, she's a competitor. Of course, she told me she could have played if we needed to, and was trying to. But there's sometimes when, you have to be the coach and you have to be the adults in this and protect them from themselves. She doesn't ever want to miss an opportunity to compete, but I think the big picture of it was that it could have cost more games down the line if we wouldn't have been on the cautious side of it. So, but yeah, it was. I think it was in the third quarter, and she played a little bit, but you could tell she wasn't full speed.
I was also going to ask, was Ramirez, was she having some soreness, or is this just preventative?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Well, she, in the off, she said out a lot during the off season. She missed about 6 weeks, I think, during the preseason, and it's one of those compounding. We've played 10 games, because again, with this group, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to tell you something that happened. I went over to tell our kids. Slocum was standing there. It was Slocum, Chelsea, and Amber, and I said, "Hey, just tell everybody here today. We need to talk for about 5 minutes after this is over with." And they all had this look of dread, and I was like, "What's wrong?" I said, we just need to talk about what's going on during the break." And they're like, "Oh, man, we thought you were going to tell us the season was over, that something happened with COVID." But that's where these kids live. Okay. These kids live in that when coach says we need to talk, it's like it being a relationship when you get told we need to talk. I think like, oh, whoa, what happened? So first of all, I told them to clear their guilty conscience of whatever they thought I knew, and then relax. But that's where our kids are at right now, and I get that, and I hate it, but it is reality. So, the fact that that's all come together, I'm proud of how it's happened, but I know that we're not done yet.